Hello, this is Arturelia Gaming Room Reviews. I am Arturo, and today I'm going to be reviewing See, now it's really odd to see a Tales game have a sequel, because usually each Tale game, like Tales of Symphonia, Tales of the Abyss, Tales of Vesperia, never had sequels. But Tales of Xillia did, which is a surprise. So is Tales of Xillia 2 any better than the first? So today, I will be reviewing it for all of you. Let's go.
Not as good as my mom, but take that! Huh?
The story takes place a year after the first game. You play as Luger, a young man who will soon run into a little girl that will soon lead him into a big adventure. And along the way, he will meet the old cast of the first game. And I usually like when rookies meet old casts. I don't know, I just like it. Now, the story in this game was probably more dark than the first one. And somewhat of emotional moments in this game too, which will, yeah. For a dark Tales game, and with a little emotional stuff added in, it does make for a pretty compelling story. And depending on the ending, that's up to you. You make the choices and you choose your path in this game. Now the gameplay is the same as the first. There's not much to talk about except that it's just still fun to run around and just fight enemies, just with new characters and new places to go. Apparently though, this game also takes some of the old maps from the first and put it into a second one. Some people either had issues with that, they wanted new stuff, and some say it's a good thing, because a lot of the old stuff is a good thing in a sense. Because I like to go around the same maps again with Luger and just explore. And you get also side stories like from the first game. Now what really makes the gameplay fun is the story. Now like the first one, the story as well. Except you get to choose what you want to say or what you want to do. The game, I mean, it makes you feel like you're creating the story in a sense. There are new additions to this game though. Luger can do these special attacks, which can destroy the enemy completely. Well, it depends if you're leveled up. And like the first, or Tales of Vesperia, level up. The power that you could use with Luger can still do some damage, a lot. As for changing attacks, it's the same deal. But now since you play as Luger, he has different weapons. Guns, hammer, and 2 swords. So for example, you can switch each weapon once you get them. And when you have the weapons, you can switch them off and do different attacks. Now, like I said, when you have a teammate, you can do the same thing like in the first one, except you can switch weapons as well and pull off another combo attack. And each weapon has their different attacks. And also you could just give your weapon special attacks. And also there are new weapons you could make, but you need the materials. You can also search for some stuff to make some extra money. You have to go to this guy, get hired for a job, get paid. You gotta hunt different monsters, you gotta get different things, and you get extra money. And you could also look for these cats too. And I haven't gotten all of them, but I just know that something will happen if you get these cats that are everywhere. Now, like I said about the money issue, in the game you have signed a contract to pay like millions or somewhat dollars. A lot of money, and you have to pay once in a while. So that's why now, so what makes this game a little interesting is that you have to focus on different things. You have to you gotta pay your contract. You gotta do these things. You gotta also have enough money to pay for materials and stuff to heal yourself during battle. I mean, it's just everywhere. And then the choices, and this game just expands a lot more. And if you pay a lot of money to the contract, you will get a reward. You just have to go back to Luger's home and go to his mail. Usually you'll get an item or something. You can also send the cat to get some items, and either you give the cat food or whatever, gives you 10% chance of finding something, or another percent. It all depends. Now the issue is that you can't progress until you pay an amount. And see, that also lets you go and fight some monsters to get paid, but also helps you level up. So that was actually a good feature in this game, and I like that. And the multiplayer, same thing. Though my sister never played it with me, so I have not experienced it. At least not right now. Now, like every Tales game, you can go back and replay what you've beaten. And this time, your first play you can't hear Luger's voice. The second time, you can add Luger's voice.
Stay back, Elle!
And the first time you were playing, you can't pick any of the characters to play with until you replay it the second time, which you can play with all the characters you liked from the first. So it gives you Luger's voice and other characters to play as, which was nice. Now, like the first game, the issue I had with it was that people in towns would just randomly pop up. That's one issue, just like the first one, that they never fixed. And the graphics, they're the same. Now, the only difference in this game, besides the first, is that for giving you HP and SP like the first game, you linked it up. Well, now they don't allow that in this game. They give you stuff to give to your character. It's kind of different, but... And the voice acting, they brought all the characters back, and Mila, the voice actress for Mila, sounds better in this one. Tales of Xillia 2 succeeds the first one in different ways. It brings all the stuff that you liked from the first. It adds new stuff to make it fresh, and the choices you can make in this game, which will affect 5 different endings. And it adds new stuff, and then it keeps the old, and that's a great thing. Just a whole new story with a rookie, new characters. Yeah. Really, you would even enjoy this one just like the first one, but I will say you would probably have to play the first one before you come to this, because then you'll have no clue what happens. But now for ratings, I think I will give it a 9 out of 10. It is the same as the first one, and it's still awesome, just with new features. Both games are a must-play. If you like the Tales series, Tales of Xillia 1 and 2 are something that you should definitely check out. They're really awesome games. I mean, people don't like it as much, but the reason why I would give these two games a 9 is because I really enjoyed the story a lot. And it is something that should be definitely checked out. I mean, these are the only exclusive games for PS3. And you would not be disappointed. It's just... what else is there to say? For recommendations, well, I guess I could point to you, the new Tales game right here. Then there's a new one as well, this one. And if you want a different type of Tales, you want to go back to the old one, like, what, 7 years ago? Then check out Tales of Xillia. Yeah. That was the game that got me into the Tales series to begin with. Definitely check that one out. Well, this is Arturelia Gaming Room Reviews, signing off.